अच्छा जी, बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम एंड अस्सलाम वालेकुम एंड वेरी गुड मॉर्निंग। अल्लाह सुब्हाना ताला के नाम से हमने शुरू किया है और हम ये दुआ करते हैं कि हम जो कुछ भी सीख रहे हैं वो दयानतदारी के साथ सीखें और उसका फ़ायदा जो है वो सारे इंसानों को पहुँचाएँ। आज का जो टॉपिक है दैट इज़ प्रोसेस कॉस्टिंग। प्रोडक्शन डिपार्टमेंट में जो काम होता है, either we can perform that work by process costing or specific order costing. Specific order costing is basically divided into three types of costing. Number one, batch costing. Number two, job order costing. And number three, contract costing. On the other hand, when we discuss about process costing, it means in the process costing, what do we do? इन प्रोसेस कॉस्टिंग कंटिन्यूस काम हो रहा होता है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल ऑयल इंडस्ट्रीज, शुगर इंडस्ट्रीज, यहाँ पर कंटिन्यूस काम हो रहा होता है एंड द डेटा ऑफ द कॉस्ट इज ट्रांसफर्ड फ्रॉम वन डिपार्टमेंट टू अदर डिपार्टमेंट। सो व्हाट वी विल डू, वी विल पिक ए क्वेश्चन एंड बिफोर द क्वेश्चन वी आर सपोज टू अंडरस्टैंड एन एग्जाम्पल. When we look at the example and when we understand the example, on the basis of that specific example, we are able to understand a question. Always it happens. Always try to understand, read and understand an example, and then because the example is solved before you, and when you understand the example, on the basis of that you can solve many questions. रटना नहीं है, understand करना है. So when we talk about process costing, the example is on page number 124 and we are using a book. Title is Cost Accounting and it is written by Metz and Uzre. And we are understanding a report and that report is called Cost of Production Report. So what happens? Whenever there is a requirement to prepare a cost of production report, we understand that the first step, you're right, thank you, the first step, the first stage we can say as well, that we are supposed to create a cost, a unit schedule, quantity schedule. Yes, Rubab, can you please let us know that how many units we put into the production?
3.
How many units?
3 units.
50,000 units. Yes, we have started. We are supposed to start the cost of production report in such a way, very good Sundus, we are supposed to start in such a way that at first we will make a quantity schedule. The quantity schedule is prepared in such a way that units starting, I have started 50,000 units and when I start the units I can write like this, units started 50,000 and then double line. This double line is called ruling off. So whenever you roll off something, you make two lines. So now you are going to give where these 50,000 units are lying. You started with 50,000 units, but now where these 50,000 units are lying. Maybe you transferred all 50,000 units from your department to the next department. It means there is no ending inventory. It is quite possible that half of 50,000 you have kept in with you in ending inventory. It means 25,000 units are transferred and 25,000 units are still with you. It is quite possible that you have transferred 40,000 units, 10,000 units are still with you. It is quite possible that you have transferred 40,000, 8,000 are still in work in process and 2,000 you lost. Now there are two types of losses whenever we talk in terms of units. Number one, normal loss, and number two, abnormal loss. Losses are of two types, normal loss and abnormal loss. Another thing, timing of losses is also very important. That when did you make the loss and when the loss occurred during the process. For example, you started the production at this point of time and you prepared, you made the units. When you reached here, It means you put in material, labor, overhead, each and everything. When you reach at this point, when you want to transfer to the next department, here suddenly there was a fire and you lost the product, you lost the units. That's possible. That's also possible that you lost the units during the process. It means loss is possible during the process or at the end of the process. When you made the loss at the end of the process, it means the work is already completed. So we understand there are two types of losses: normal loss and abnormal loss. Normal loss, a specific percentage is allowed because of this is a part of the process, or it's a part of the system, that whenever you work at something, some loss is there. But on the other hand, if you are increasing the limit of that loss, it means that loss is not considered as normal loss, that loss is considered as abnormal loss. In the process costing, the most important thing is, after quantity schedule, the most important thing is equivalent units. Equivalent unit is the backbone to understand the backbone of process costing. On the basis of equivalent units are always calculated in terms of units, not in the terms of currency unit, but in the terms of volume of units. What amount of units are transferred out means fully completed. What units are still in process but you worked on them. We will understand the example. So how many units we have started with? 50,000. So what do? I just make a quantity schedule here. You have already taken down these items. If you did not, you can take it down. These items we are going to discuss today: cost of production report, quantity schedule, equivalent units, unit cost, cost charged to the department, and cost transferred out. These are the items which we will discuss in today's lecture. So now, one by one, we are discussing all these things. Now the first thing is cost of production report. A cost of production report is a document. We are always supposed to make the document. Documentations are very important. Sometimes you can make a document in the terms of picture. You know, when I look at my life, I feel that I love to make the documents, sometimes pictorial documents. I went somewhere, I met someone, and I just asked someone to click a picture. So that picture is basically, after 5 years, if I look at that, okay, fine, I was there. So documentation is very important in the life, not only in the professional life, but also in personal life. So cost of production report is a document. This specific document generally is encouraged and prepared by American accountants, or American accountants are in the opinion that this document is required. When you look at British accounting system, generally they do not make the cost of production report. They have other documents. So cost of production report has different sections. So today we are discussing at the moment the first section, that is quantity schedule. Quantity schedule, either you are discussing the first department cost of production report, or you are discussing the last department's cost of production report. The quantity schedule is prepared in this way: units started in process. For example, in this question, what number of units are started in the process?
50,000.
Now, if there was, this is the first department. So cost of production report is prepared in department 1, department 2, and finally department 3. So suppose if you are in the department 2, here you are not starting the units, but you have received the units from previous department. It means you will not write here units transfer in the process, but you will write units received from whatever department, from department or process 1. Now you are in process 2. You receive the units from department 1. Suppose if you are in department 3, it means you will receive the units from department 2. That's nice. So the first line is about what are the units. On those units you are going to work. So in this section, in this report, we can see that we have 50,000 units which we have started. Now the question arises when I write these two lines, it means I have ruled it out. It means now in the next line I am going to tell you that where these 50,000 units are lying. What did I do with these 50,000 units? So think like an accountant. Think like a person who is a creator of some specific data, or who knows that what to do. Create, imagine what you will do. You are an accountant, you are sitting in the factory and you start working on 50,000 units. So you are not going to keep these 50,000 units with you. You are supposed to transfer these 50,000 to the next people, to the next department. So the next line you will write units transferred out, transferred to next department. Now, is it possible that you can transfer more than 50,000 units from here? No, you cannot transfer more than 50,000. But again, in some organizations or in some processes, the work is performed in such a way that due to some reasons, automatically there is an enhancement in these units. I'll discuss later. At the moment you can understand that out of these 50,000 units we are going to transfer. So in this example, how many units we have transferred? 45,000 answer of 50,000. Now what I'm going to do? I'm splitting these 50,000 units in different places. So one transferred out 45. How much is left?
5,000.
Units in work in process. Now understand. Whenever you make a unit, how many markers are in my hand? One marker, right?
Yes.
What raw material in this unit? 1 unit of raw material, 1 unit of labor, and 1 unit of overhead. 1 plus 1 plus 1. What's your idea? 3? No, 1. Because at the end of the day, you can see 1 marker in my hand. It means you cannot add these things on horizontal basis. 1 plus 1 plus 1, we know, a child knows that is 3. But here in this pen, this marker is 1 unit. In this 1 unit, 1 unit of material, 1 unit of labor, and 1 unit of overhead. On the basis of these 3 units, I can say that this is a complete product, complete unit. Am I clear?
Yes.
But suppose there is a process of writing here, dry eraser. Suppose if these 2 words are not written on this specific marker, can I sell this product, or can the company sell this product? No. It means from a specific point of view, this unit is not complete. What do I mean? I mean that whenever we make a product, we must understand that in the product there are 3 types of elements are there, and these elements are called MLO, material, labor, overhead. When you started work on 50,000 units, it means immediately you started work in such a way that you start putting raw material, you start putting labor, and you start putting overhead. But it is quite possible that till a specific time, the time ends, but you did not completely complete on those 50,000, but you transferred only 45,000. So whatever you transferred, these transferred units are 100% completed as for material, as far as labor, and as far as overhead. As per raw material, as per labor, and as per overhead, these 45,000 units are completely complete. Therefore you transfer. Otherwise, how can you transfer? You cannot transfer because the other department is supposed to do some more work. What do I always say? Try to finish today's work today, because of tomorrow there is a new day and the new day will bring new work.
Yes.
Similarly, if you are going to transfer 45,000 units, the second department will work on those units from their point of view. Now the story is of remaining 5,000 units. Generally what happens, sometimes there is a loss in different processes or department. So here at the moment we are understanding department 1. In department 1 or process 1 we are discussing about what quantity schedule. So out of 45 we transfer, so how much is left?
5,000.
Now the question, if there is no loss, it means we need to show these 5,000 units at the end of the year. Now again there is a question. My question is to the class, suppose there is no normal loss, there is no abnormal loss. My question is to you, do you think so that these 5,000 are completely complete from raw material, labor and overhead, yes or no? No. Otherwise we cannot say that these 5,000 units are in the process. In the process means something which is not completely complete. But now you are supposed to make the analysis. What did I say? I told you analysis means breaking down. So now you are breaking down and you are looking into it to find out that what percentage is complete in these 5,000 related to what item. So when we look at the quantity schedule, we came to know that from raw material these are 100% complete. Is it so?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right. From material point of view, these are 100% complete. What about labor and overhead? From labor and overhead, these are labor and overhead combined cost. Combined term is called conversion. When you take raw material and labor, that is called prime cost. But when we talk about labor and overhead, that is called conversion cost. So in this case, the conversion cost is what percentage? 1/2? 50%? Yes. So what you need to do, you are supposed to write somewhere that these are 100% raw material and 50% conversion. Because of this specific information, you need to utilize, you need to use somewhere, and that will come in the next specific calculation. So 45. Now in this question, what number of units are in work in process? 4,000. It means if someone asks you, now listen to me carefully, what amount of units you transferred out? Fine. It means you worked on those 45,000 units as far as material is concerned. And what about these 4,000 units? You've worked on these 4,000 as well.
Yes, sir. But they're still in process.
But as far as material is concerned, so you can say, sir, 45,000 units were transferred, and in those 45,000 units, material is there, and sir, 4,000 units which are still in process, from materials point of view, my work is complete. So 45 plus 4, what number?
49,000.
That specific number is called equivalent units of the material. It means you know now how to calculate the equivalent units. Equivalent units means it is your work, number one, on the finished units which you transferred out, and on those units which are still in process. It means units completed is something different. Object and concept, or units, equivalent units is something different concept. A different concept. Am I clear? Now we come at the labor. In the labor, you transfer 45,000 units, but from conversion, what amount is completed?
50%.
So what is the 50% of 4,000? 2,000. Am I clear? Sania?
Yes, sir.
So 2,000 plus 45,000, 47,000. So you know here in this question 47,000 units are equivalent units related to our job, our process. In process number 1, what units you transferred out? 45,000. Do you find in these 45,000 units labor? Yes, I find 45,000 units of labor are there. But further 4,000 units are not there. 2,000 units. Now 45 plus 4, 49. 1,000 is still not known. So whenever it is not known and there is no condition, it means you are supposed to check the documentation. You are supposed to go for documentation. The document says there should be a document. There are always documents. So document says that you will work this much at this much capacity. It is quite possible you will make losses of some units. So here it is stated in the background there should be a document which should spell it out that when you are working on 50,000 units there will be a loss of 1,000 units and that is allowed. So this is called normal loss. So what did we learn? We learned number 1, in this example there is a normal loss. Number 2, the timing of the loss during in the process. Now my question is here. Suppose we made this loss after putting the raw material. He says in the question that 1,000 units are lost at the end of the process. It means you worked on these units as well which you lost. So now if someone asks you that what is the equal units of raw material, you will say 45,000 transferred out, 4,000 is still in process and 1,000 lost. It means here in this example which I just created, 50,000 units are equivalent units as far as raw material is concerned. But in our example it is nothing is stated. So we will write units lost 1,000. 45 plus 4, 49 plus 1, 50,000. You have given here the answer of this 50,000 is equivalent to this 50,000. This is the way to prepare a quantity schedule. Now please come to the second example. There we will understand that how did he give us the quantity schedule. This is the next department. The data is transferred from one department to another department. So now we are transferring, we are jumping from page number 124 to 128. Now remember, we are not learning in this way that the whole cost of production report we understood which is in the first department. We are understanding concept by concept. In the cost of production report there are few concepts. The first is quantity schedule. And what did we do? We transferred the quantity, the raw material, the quantity of the raw material from one department to the next one, and now we are on second page. And what is the name of this department? Testing department. The first department was blending. So it means you started work in blending, and from blending, Sania, you are transferring the data to testing department. Okay. Now, yes, what number of units we have here? 45,000. Muqaddas, from where did we get these units? From the first department. Now there is another thing. It is quite possible, that at this department, in this department, we can add some units. That's possible. How can we add some units? For example, you made some a dish at home, and suddenly some guests have come. So what did you do? You just took a glass of water and you put it in that specific dish. So now the amount is increased. You get the point? Sometimes it happens. Anyways, so what is happening? Nowadays it's not happening. हम छोटे होते थे जब होता होगा. So basically now there's just Food Panda is there. We come back. So basically what is happening? It is quite possible that whatever units you have received, in those units, number one, either you can work in the same way or you can add some units. So in this question there is no addition of the units. In this question, in this example, Further classification is being given. So what is happening with these 45,000 units?
Sir, 40,000 transfer is still in process.
It means out of 45,000, 45,000 you received.
Yes, sir.
And how many units you transferred out?
40,000.
40,000. So how much is left?
5.
Again the question that what amount of units, what quantity of the units are still in the process, and what amount, what units are in the loss. So now check.
3,000 in
3,000 in the process, and what is basically in terms of raw material, labor, overhead.
material is completed and
Material is completed. It means in this question, now we are supposed to find out, did we put raw material here? How do we know? Now the second section we are supposed to see. Please go again on page number 124.
yes.
Now there is a link. I am creating a link. The quantity schedule and cost. When you are putting some raw material, Bilal, when you are putting some raw material, is there should be any cost of that? Yes or no? Yes, there should be some cost. So in the first department, what amount of raw material was put in terms of currency unit? Look, cost charged to the department, 50,000 in the first department, 50,000. It means whatever is the equivalent units, listen to me, whatever is the equivalent units or whatever is the completed unit, you put some cost. What number of units we started?
50,000.
And what is the amount of raw material the invoice was there? What is the amount?
24,500.
24,500. That's the question. That's the answer. It means whatever units are in the process by my department, I received an invoice because of I am making a product. So when you are making a product, so product will come in this shape, finished shape. In this, can you find the raw material? So when I will make this unit, I need the raw material, yes or no? So raw material will come from the vendor. He will send me an invoice and I am supposed to make the payment. I am supposed to give him a check or the cash, and that in this example you can find out 24,000 and
500.
yes. Now please go to the second cost of production report. You will not find there any raw material cost. Check, is there any raw material cost? What is the meaning of this? If there is no raw material cost, it means what amount of raw material units you have put in this department. The answer?
49,000.
Again, I'm sorry, I'm saying in the second department, the cost of raw material is given, yes or no? It means the cost of raw material is 0 in the second department. Check. Second department. What is the cost of raw material in the second department?
0.
And what is the cost of raw material in the first department? In the first department, the cost of raw material is 24,000 and it means you bought the raw material to make the product. Am I clear? But in second department, there is no cost of raw material. It means you are working on the same units which you receive from department 1. It means in this department there is no additional raw material cost. It means in this department you did not put any raw material. Check, is there any raw material cost once again? It means when there is no raw material cost, it means there is no question of calculating the unit cost or equivalent unit cost as far as material is concerned, because of there is no raw material with us. We are using the same raw material which we receive from first department. Am I clear?
Yes.
Is there any question you can ask me? Fine. So now Bushra said, Sir Munawwar, we have transferred, we received 45,000 units. Out of 45,000 units, how many units we transferred out? 40? 40. Now how many units are in the process? 3,000. Now my question, in these 3,000, the material of the previous department is there, yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
Because I transferred you this pen and I asked you to polish this pen. So it means, are you responsible for this pen now, yes or no? So raw material is available in your department, yes or no? Very good. Suppose I have transferred you 3 pens, 2 you have transferred to the next department, but 1 is with you. So 1 is with you means you are responsible for the raw material, labor and overhead which you received from the previous one. Am I clear? It means this department is having 3000 units at the end of the year, and in these 3000 units, how many items are there? Number 1, raw material from the previous department. Number 2, labor of the previous department. Number 3, the overhead of the previous department. Number 4, the labor of your department. Number 5, the overhead of your department. Because of there is some labor and overhead cost, you can find out in the cost charged to the department section. Check what is the cost charged in the department. What is the amount of labor and overhead in the cost charged to the department? Can you find any cost?
77.
What is that?
37,300.
That is for labor. And what's for overhead?
38,000.
Yes, it means in the second department you are putting in labor and overhead as well. Am I clear? Now, just please.
ये तो complete हो गया.
मटेरियल तो यू डिड नॉट, यस,
और external
और नहीं, हाँ, ताकि उस हम और ऐड इसलिए करें ताकि हमारे डिपार्टमेंट का काम भी तो है ना उसमें. तो हमने क्या किया, मैंने आपको ये काम दिया था कि सुंदर मैंने ये बना लिया, अब आपको उसको सिर्फ पॉलिश करना है. सो पॉलिश करने में आपके लेबर का एफर्ट लगेगा, तो फिर आपका काम कुछ लेबर की पेमेंट करनी पड़ेगी ना, कॉस्ट होगी. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि लेबर कॉस्ट इज देयर, ओवरहेड कॉस्ट इज देयर. एम आई क्लियर? नाउ how many units are still in the, how many units are lost?
2,000.
Yes, now the point is here. Again you lost the units, but is it the first department?
No, sir.
Now understand, the treatment of lost units is always different from the first department to the next one. फर्स्ट डिपार्टमेंट में उसकी कॉस्ट को किसी और तरीके से कैलकुलेट किया जाता है, एंड द सेकंड डिपार्टमेंट एंड फर्दर डिपार्टमेंट द लॉस्ट यूनिट्स आर द कॉस्ट ऑफ लॉस्ट यूनिट्स आर कैलकुलेटेड इन अनदर वे. एम आई क्लियर? ये अभी हम सीखेंगे. ओके, नाउ गो टू द लास्ट डिपार्टमेंट. As far as material quantity schedule is concerned, what amount of units are transferred in? Units. Well, how many units are transferred in now? 40,000. Please go to the third department, terminal department.
35.
Did you transfer the first department was?
40,000. First में 45, second में 40. Oh, नहीं, first में 50, then 45, then 40.
Yes, please check. 40. What page number we are on now?
133.
133. Now you can see. Here you transfer the units. Basically you transfer the units from where? From the first department, but the transfer are not coming directly to you, but units are transferred from first department to the second department to the third department. It's quite possible this department is the finishing department. It's quite possible. At the moment here they have given the name terminal department, but it's quite possible that is finishing department. You understand? So now what number of units you have transferred in? 40. 40?
35.
Now out 35 or 40? Transferred in. Transferred in.
सर ये तो बोला कि 35 या 40 ये क्लियर करें.
देखिए आप किताब में देखिए, मैं क्या क्लियर करूं, किताब में लिखा हुआ है क्लियरली. आप ये देखें, आप ये देखें कि आपने सेकंड डिपार्टमेंट में कितने यूनिट्स ट्रांसफर किए.
40,000.
तो आपके पास थर्ड में 40 आए होंगे ना, अकल की बात है. तो वहां 40 नहीं लिखा हुआ क्या?
सर लिखा है.
तो 35 क्यों बोल रहे हैं आप लोग?
तो वो तो थर्ड डिपार्टमेंट है.
वो तुम फोर्थ डिपार्टमेंट को ट्रांसफर रहे हैं. 35 आपके पास तो 3 डिपार्टमेंट है, ए बी 3 ए बी सी. टर्मिनल डिपार्टमेंट ने जो ट्रांसफर फर्दर किए होंगे दैट इज 35,000. देखिए एक ट्रांसफर इन है, एक ट्रांसफर आउट है. तो आपके पास कितने आए हैं तीसरे डिपार्टमेंट में? 40 आ गए. लॉजिकल बात है. आउट ऑफ 40 व्हाट नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स यू ट्रांसफर आउट?
35.
तो समझो ना बेटा, 35 का मतलब ये हुआ कि 35 हमने ट्रांसफर आउट किए. ट्रांसफर इन का मतलब ये हुआ कि मेरे पास आए कितने हैं. 35 ट्रांसफर कर दिए. व्हाट नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स आर स्टिल विद अस? 4,000. Why 4,000? There should be some loss. Is there any loss?
Yes, sir. 1000.
So now this loss, does he say is normal loss or abnormal loss? Abnormal loss or normal loss? Normal loss. So again, because it's not stated, normal loss is basically, abnormal loss will come in the next topic. So basically at the moment we understood a link from department 1 to department 2 to department 3. As far as quantity schedule is concerned, I explain you the quantity schedule. The class is open for the question. If there is any question you can ask me. So quantity schedule समझ में आ गया आपको, right? Now we are going for the break and we'll come back after break. Thank you very much.